Okay, hey everybody, we are here for our final tier list video. It is just the tactics, pure and simple. Really looking forward to this one. I think this one's going to be really hard for me, not because I don't have opinions on the tactics, but because I really like most of the tactics. I'm going to be trying to put them all in S through A tier area. So with that in mind, I'll do the best I can to try to spread it, but it's going to be rough. Okay, let's get into it. Dyed in the Wool, I'm going to go ahead and put in C tier, even possibly D tier. This one you just really don't see get any use. I think there are some cool possibilities of using this one. I just think it's probably really tricky to actually pull off, and you've got a lot of other better attachment support tactics on this one, which is why I'm putting it in the D tier. Looming Large, I'm going to put this top of A. I'll put low S for right now. I might move it down to A later. Very good tactic. Being able to just reach and defend like anywhere you want is really cool. Death Leaper makes it really, really scary. Really good card. Migration, I'm going to put low A. Really nice, 0 cost. Shift your gates around. Really good defensive, offensive. Good choice here. Thread Needle, I'm going to put high A. This one's really coming clutch a lot of times in games both I've played and that I've watched. Really like this card. Time Warp, we're going to go ahead and put in low B or high C. I would put this higher than this. I think the issue with Time Warp is a lot of people just don't play it, and if something isn't attractive enough to be played, it's usually not that good. But I do think it goes really crazy with Fate Weaver in gates. Being able to have like 4 actions with just a bunch of unfatigued things is really cool. So I do really like it. It just is pretty niche in its use and doesn't get used too often. One step, I'm going to put B tier. Actually, a really nice card. Just the 2 costs can make it tricky, but in the right situation, this will just destroy your opponent. So, really fun card. Blackout, I'm going to put B tier. It's whiteout for shadows. It's a good card. Nothing insane. Drop Shadow, this is an A tier one for me. This is a very, very useful tactic to see come into play. It can be used for a lot of really, really evil shenanigans, so I do like that. Okay, now we're getting into the Delguan. They've got some great options here. Day of Ascension is going to be high B tier or low A. I'll put it in low A for right now, and I might end up bumping it down later if I feel the need. Faith Forward B tier, it's good. You can get stuff back, but you're not going to use it super frequently in your matches, which is why I'm not putting it much higher than that. Ultimate Sacrifice, easy S tier. This is a very, very good card. Anytime I siege this card off of a person, I feel really, really happy that I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. So yeah, really good card. Immolation is kind of the top of B tier. It's a really nice card. It combos with some things really well. I just don't think it's like the best of the best. You do have to sacrifice your own thing, but you can use this to get really nice value. So top of B tier for me. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and switch Day of Ascension to top of B tier, and I'm going to put low A for Immolation. It is very nice. Protect the Forge, pretty high B tier. Really good card. I really like this one. Recruitment Drive is close to S tier. I'm going to put it right at the top of A tier, though. It's a very, very nice one. Just getting 3/1s, Meat Shield, or just Cultist that you can use really quickly. Really, really good card. I really enjoy Recruitment Drive. Earthquake is another high A tier, just a really nice removal tool. You can get so much value off of that one. Really excellent tactic. Retreat to Tunnels, the S of the S. I mean, this card just destroys people. It's so good, and it's free. It'd be really good at 1 cost, but it's also just 0, and it's insane. So really good card, especially for the Delguan. Secret Tunnel, A tier, really nice card, I think. Very useful tactic. So yeah, we're going to put that up there. Summoning Rites, I'll go ahead and put this one as a low B tier. I do like this card. It's really nice for lots of different things that they can do with it. So I'm going to put that here. We'll go ahead and put Undermine. We'll put this in B tier. This is a good card. It's got lots of interesting choices, but you do have to have the right setup for it. And so, you know what, because of the setup, no, I'll put it probably here above Winds of Step. Good card. In the B tier. Nameless Offering we'll also put in the B tier. This one is a good card. You can get the Nameless one with it pretty simply. And yeah, so I like that for it. Tunnel Collapse I'm going to put top of C tier. I do think it's actually a pretty good card in some situations. I just think that most of the time you're going to be picking this or Earthquake, and Earthquake's going to be the better choice for this one 90% of the time, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Earthquake over Tunnel Collapse, although I do think Tunnel Collapse is not a bad card. Just with what you're choosing, that's what you get, and we got to have a C tier tactic for the Delguan, I feel like. Okay, Beyond the Grave, I'm going to put that pretty high B tier. Yeah, just a nice option. Great for them to have. Collateral, also B tier. This one, you get value that you're going to be able to get back, and the opponent can't get back, so we're going to put it just nicely in the B tier. Confusion's an A tier card, just a really nice, simple removal option. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over here behind that. Conversion, also A tier. You've got some cool OTKs you can do with this one. Actually, I'll put right at the top of B tier because it is the 2 costs, but there are some really nice things you can do with this one. You can take over a stack if it has 1 on top, so it's really, really nice for that. Fratricide is a high A tier for me, probably right up here at the top. Really nice card. You can just clean kill things with it really simply. It synergizes quite well with a lot of things. Memento Mori, also a really high A tier. You get back a 3. It's just kind of slow to make happen, so we're going to put that over here. Mysterious Miss I'm going to put up here in the S tier. This is a very, very good card. Simple to use for lots of OTKs, and you can get trade-ups with it in lots of interesting ways, so S tier, Mysterious Miss. Persuasion, we're going to put right up here towards the top of B tier. It's a really nice card to be able to force your opponent's actions. It gets some nice stuff. Soul Swap's an S tier. This just makes everything you're doing way simpler, in my opinion. Being able to do things on the fly, it's very, very potent. You can get back so much value from the gloaming with that card. Whiteout I'm going to put up here, probably just a bit higher than Blackout. It's an easier to use Blackout, so we're just going to go ahead and put it up here. It's nice, but not the best. Dereliction, the current version of Dereliction, I'm going to go ahead and put at the top of C tier. This used to have been an S tier card, but they did nerf it pretty heavily, so now it only works on a complete stack, and the lowest has to be on top. So it's just not quite as useful as it used to be, so it's going to be top of C tier for me. Distorting the Rinks, I'm actually going to put in the A tier. Probably low A tier, but it is a really nice, useful card that you can use to surprise the opponent. I don't see this card get played as much as I think it should. You can use it for OTK situations. You can do it for trade-ups. Really, really good card, in my opinion. Living Dead, pretty nice card. I've seen people just get destroyed by this card. I'm going to put this right at the top of B tier. There's some really cool combo plays you can do with that one as well. So we'll put that there. I'm going to drop it probably down here. Dirge of Destruction, I'm going to put right at the top of C tier. I think most of the time you're going to want to just have an extra really good gloaming tactic instead of get an extra one. But I have seen someone use this to get Palace Osprey back, and that was really effective. So I think it's more of a niche thing, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in C tier. Let's go ahead and look at Shallow Grave. This is very high A. This is a really good card. We'll go ahead and put it right here. No, there's just so many OTKs you can do with this card. I'm going to put it up towards the top of A tier. It's just an excellent tactic. You can use it to get value back. You can use it to set up OTKs really simply with things like Mysterious Mist. Yeah, so it's a really, really good one. Okay, now we're going to get into maybe a more tricky section. We've got Aria of Aggression here. This one is a nice one to be able to force things like Fangblade Assassin or whatnot. But I'm just going to put a lot of the singing ones in their respective tier a bit lower just because they are a little trickier to pull off. Chaotic Crescendo, I'm going to put high C tier. This is, Tunnel Collapse definitely deserves to be the top of C tier, and probably Time Warp after that. But yeah, no, this one is pretty good. I'm going to drop this down to the D tier. I just don't know who's using... No, we'll keep it C. Anyways, Chaotic Crescendo is just... It's tricky to pull off in a really effective way. Like, the concept is really there. It's just not easy to use. Total Eclipse can be really nice. I'm going to put it up here right at the top of B tier. Not entering your back row can be super potent for these guys with how much back row space they're able to get. Corsive Cantata, I'm going to put up here. It's close to S, but it's not quite S tier. But this one is really, really good. You can just yoink stuff off the gates and move in. You can move things onto jagged rocks with it. It's a really good tactic. So pretty high up in A. Lament of Colossus going in B tier. It's actually a really nice one. I do like it's free with Choral Composer. You can trigger a lot of other tactics and songs with it. So I do like it for that reason. We'll put it probably up here above Undermined. Really nice card. Gonna bump up Winds of the Steppe. I do like that one a lot. Okay, Moonlit Shapeshift. This is an A tier card. Very good. Very, very good card. We're gonna go ahead and put this here. Lots of trade up ability with Moonlit Shapeshift. You can get different cards back. That can be useful. You can siege and then put a 1 in it. Really nice card. Really like Moonlit Shapeshift. Enchanting Melody. This is B tier card. I actually like this one. It probably comes over here. Just below Blackout. Because it's a little bit more right around Blackout. But it is pretty easy. Just have a 1 clog something and then just fatigue that 1. So I do like it for that. Tidal Wave is an S tier in my opinion. I think it's a very good card. There's lots of ways to proc it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and put this one up here towards the top. I think Tidal Wave is just really easy to use. Very effective card. Tiring Tempo, we're going to put B tier. It fatigues stuff. It's nice. We're going to put it probably right here for my tier list. Tune of the Tide Callers, adjacent ones. I just think you're not going to get a lot of use out of this one. So I'm going to put this in C tier. Brute Force is probably an S tier for me, in my opinion. This one is just really simple. Any faction can include this. It makes their 2s a scary trade up, and that's really nice. So I'm going to put that in S tier. Very good tactic. Love me some Brute Force. Cannon Shot is very good. I'm going to put it like probably right at the top of A tier. It is really nice just to have a really simple removal tool that everyone can use, but I don't think it threatens quite as much as Brute Force does, so I'm going to put it down here in the A tier. But I'd rather have Earthquake if I had the option, so I'm going to put it down here below Earthquake. Let's see here. I know Zero Skater will probably come in the comments and tell me that this should be like towards the top of S tier because he always uses that. Consolidate Troops, honestly, not a bad card. I really enjoy Consolidate Troops. You just usually are looking at better options than it, but I'm going to put it over here in the middle of B tier. Predator's Reach, I'm going to put towards the top of B tier. I do think this one's actually a really nice card. I just think you're not going to see it used nearly as frequent as those other base neutral ones. Sea Shanty is fine. I just don't think, I think it's pretty specific use, so I'm going to put it up here in top of C tier area. And then we have Maritime Ballad. I have used this one before in a decently effective way, and it is a pretty big surprise when you pop this out, so it's actually pretty decent. I'm going to put this pretty high up in the B tier. It does take more to make it happen by having the singing requirement, but when you pull it out, most people aren't expecting this card, at least so far in the game. That might change. But yeah, for that reason, I'm going to put it pretty high up in B tier. Press Gang, I think is, I just don't really want to use Press Gang, if I'm being honest. I've tried using it before, and it just is such a niche, small purpose. I don't think it's very good. Someone might prove me wrong there. I don't know. For me, it's going in the D tier. Rum Ration is actually really nice. I like Rum Ration. I like that you can get it from outside of the game. I like that you can proc other songs with it pretty simply by increasing your amount of singing fighters. So I actually think it's pretty good. So I'm going to put it pretty high up here in the B tier. Okay, Harvest Season is actually really nice. There are some really sneaky things you can do with it. I'm going to put it it combos so nice with certain things, but it's also a really niche interaction. So I'm gonna put it probably really high B. Really like Harvest Season. Transplantation, I don't think is super useful. I think usually you're putting the attachments on things you want to have the attachments. No. I'm thinking of transmission. Transmission is here. Transplantation is actually an A tier one, in my opinion. This is a pretty good tactic. You can do some really cool things with this. I think immolation should be a bit higher on this list. Probably up here next to Secret Tunnel. Abrupt Decay, A tier, very, very good. Close to S territory. It's just a 3 killer that's not too difficult to proc. I'm actually going to put it S tier. I do think this is a very good tactic. I don't think this is something you want to run in every single Rotborn deck, but I think when you have it, it's not the hardest thing to pull off and just kill a 3 at minimal cost to you. So it's really good. Heart and Hefe, this is A tier. This is a very good tactic as well. I'll put it over here above Cannon Shot, below Earthquake. Really good tactic. Saprotrophism, I think is really good. It's just pretty niche, so I'm going to put it up here towards the... I feel like it's like top E. Like you can get off some insane things with it, but it is dependent on what your opponent is playing, which is why I'm going to go ahead and put it there. Evolution and Devolution, I like this. It's B tier. For me, it's probably middle B tier. Explosive Sporocarps, very high A. This might be the top of A. It's really good removal tool. That's not too difficult to proc, and you can get a lot of value off of this. And it can clear up some space for your Mycelium machine. So yeah, really high A, really good card. Bred for War is good. I think Bred for War is probably better than Recruitment Drive. No, Recruitment Drive is kind of, not Day of Ascension. High B, threatens a lot. Honestly, both these cards might be low A tiers now that I'm thinking about them. They threaten so much when they are in there. Barrage is an S tier card for me. This is so hard to not include in refractory stuff. It's just excellent. I really like Barrage. Very good card. Divine Protection is an A tier. It can be very, very useful in the right circumstance. Probably low A tier, but it is a very nice card. Force March is a D tier card in my opinion. You can make it useful. It takes a lot of work to make it really useful, and there are so many other good tactics. Formation Shift is either the top of B or low A. We'll probably put this right at the top of B. Really like Formation Shift. Percent Drills is good. It's like really low B though. It's just really niche in its use. Kind of like a more difficult to trigger Whiteout, Drop Shadow. This whole, not Drop Shadow, but the other one. Where did I put that? Blackout. Because Blackout should be, oh, I put Blackout a lot lower. I'm going to put Blackout here actually. Yeah, that feels good in that section. Okay, Rapid Deployment is pretty good. I'm going to put this probably like the bottom of A tier. This one can be very effective, but it's not always going to come into play. So that's why we're going to go ahead and put that there. Reposition is, in my opinion, an S tier card. Or really high, probably really high A. But in some ways, Reposition is better. This is my refractory bias coming into play here, but I'm going to put it into S tier because it's just really, really nice. Same thing with Tempo. We're going to go ahead and put Tempo up here right at the bottom of his tier. Just having an extra action can be night and day. We'll actually put Reposition a bit higher on the list. And yeah, so they're all like low S tiers, but they're all very, very good, and in my opinion, S tier cards. Unleash Birdhounds is going to be in B tier. This one's like, it's good. You get some Birdhounds. You can get a bunch of it with Unstill Paladin, which is really cool. So we'll probably put it up here. Decarceration, I think, is good. It just is pretty costly, and you're going to have other ways to get rid of stuff that make a lot more sense. I'm actually going to put it in C tier. Incarceration is A tier. I really like Incarceration. It's like a really easy removal, diffuse the situation tool. Can lead to really easy kill situations at the end of the game. Big fan of Incarceration. Okay, and then Take the Fall. It's fine. I don't know. I'm not impressed with these cards. I don't feel like there's a good reason to use them compared to other things, which is why I'm going to go ahead and put them here. Swoop In is really good. I'm going to put pretty high B. It's actually pretty decent. You can get some really interesting situations with this one. I'll probably put it here below Beyond the Grave. Well Trained is an A tier card. This one's really nice. It can lead to a lot of really clean kill situations. Gonna put that pretty high A, actually. Really like that one. Martial Prowess, I think, is good. It's just a lot more niche than Tempo is. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in the kind of low B tier, I think. Probably, yeah, right around here. Okay, Arcane Blast is really good. This is pretty high A. It is pretty costly, but you are able to get a 3 just jumped off with it. So I'm probably going to go ahead and stick it over probably right around here, I think is a good spot for it. Burnout's really good. I'm going to put that in S tier. You can just destroy people with this card, especially with all the fatigue cheat that that you're looking at over in Ceasefire is also an S tier, unfortunately. It's really good. You can use it to bail yourself out of a bad situation. You can use it to set up an OTK pretty simply. So yeah, that's going to be S tier. Aversion's also S tier. We have some very good tactics in the... oh gosh, the more I do this, the harder it's getting to keep track of these things. But this is really good. I'm going to bump Tidal Wave back a bit. But yeah, Diversion is just excellent. There are so many different options for this card. Really, really good at getting easy trade-ups. So yeah, Diversion, S tier for me. Ambush is a pretty high A tier. I really like Ambush. Really nice, really good card. Probably up here, in my opinion. Unmarked Trails is also an A tier card. Really diverse in its uses. Gonna go ahead and put it up here. In my opinion, honestly, probably around here. I think Earthquake should be higher than Well Trained. Okay, Shockwave. It's really nice in free-for-all, but it's pretty niche, so I'm going to put it pretty low C tier for the 2 costs. Destroying all the ones doesn't seem like your best option. Snare is pretty good. I actually really like Snare. I think that's pretty high B tier. Fatiguing is really excellent. And I don't know what else to say. I really like that card. Toss is just good. I mean, if you're aware of its coming, it's pretty easy to defend against, but it's just a really effective siege tool and other things. So I'm going to go ahead and put it. I mean, you can toss a Hunter 3 in front of a Berserker. There's so many options. So really good card. Trailblaze is, I'm going to put this, I think it has more uses than these cards. So I'm going to put it low C. Comdade's good. It's a B tier in my opinion. You can use it for some really interesting situations, but it's not like the most crazy card. Inspiration is pretty high A tier in my opinion. Inspiration just procs so many cool synergies and abilities in the Shardsworn. Really love this card. Really high A tier for me. Shared Knowledge is B tier. It can be really cool. It's just a bit trickier to set up than like an Inspiration play would be, which is why I'm going to put it probably over here behind Protect the Forge. And Duality of Ogre, I'm going to put into high C. I do think this one has some really cool plays that you can do with it. There are so many really excellent Shardsworn tactics, as I've kind of gone ahead and shown you. That's going to be hard to slot this into your deck when looking at some of the other options. Okay, so I did this. Let's see what we got. Retreat to tunnels at the top and hold sack. I think that's pretty fair. Burnout, Soul Swap, Mysterious Mist, Tall Wave, Abrupt Decay, Reposition, Looming Large, Barrage, Brute Force, Tempo, Ceasefire. I think that's pretty good S tier. Like, these are all just really good ones. I don't think you always should include Ceasefire, but because of what it can do, I think it kind of has to be in this tier. A tier are just really good ones. They're solid choices to put in your deck, depending on what you're going for. Explorer Carps, Toss, Fratricide, Inspiration, Shallow Grave, Moonlit, Ambush, Incarceration, Recruitment Drive. I'm going to put Recruitment Drive probably as like the front runner of this tier. It is really good. It was close to S for me. But I'm feeling pretty good about the rest of this list here. I'll probably put Coercive Cantata a bit lower in the A tier just because it is trickier to pull off. But it's a really good tactic. Unmarked Trails, Earthquake, Well Trained. I was probably going to go lower as well. It's good, but you do need the setup for it. Cannon Shot, Thread the Needle. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this A tier list. That is not a bad list. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll probably drop Disorder as like my bottom A tier where it is pretty niche. A bit more niche, but it's really, really effective when you pull it off. Okay, B tier, Formation Shift, Saprotrophism, Snare. Yeah, I think these are all pretty good B tier cards. Ones that can have a really nice place to shine. They're just going to be less of an auto include in your deck compared to those A and S tiers. So yeah, I think I'm liking this. And C tier feels fine. This should be the top of these C tier in my opinion. Time Warp should be closer to the top of C tier. The rest of this I feel fine enough about. And D tier, Force March, Dereliction, Press King, and Dynamo. Okay, so if you want to, you can screenshot my list. Here's the S and A tier. And then going down, we're going to go ahead and drop down to the B, C, and D tier. Okay, so that's it. That wraps up our tier list series. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later. See ya.